different activities that you already carry on in your different student initiatives, and also how we could collaborate each other, also what we can learn from each other. As I already said, Tim Strasser is the Green Office coordinator and is also doing a PhD at Maastricht University. Is one he worked in the Green Office model for many years. And the word to Tim for the first presentation, and then we are gonna listen to Sinan and Kelo. And anytime, if you have a question or comment, please feel free to raise your hand or also just write it in chat. So really feel welcome to write your question anytime.
All right, thank you. So I'll try to keep it quite brief. The Green Office model is basically a supported sustainability platform, which we launched in 2010 in the Netherlands. And I'm very Northern European thing. And we're really excited that we have the chance to also share this with you and learn also from you how this could be adapted in the African context, and that we have also an example with Sinan to present about how it works in Uganda. So mainly the Green Office is really about engaging the community of students and staff on the university campus, informing people about possibilities to engage with sustainability, connecting existing activities, supporting students and staff to launch projects and turn ideas into action. And we have also, Green Office also work on institutional change. So that's what kind of makes it a bit different from a lot of other student organizations. So they also work together with staff members on changes in operations. So in the food, that's more vegetarian food, for instance, in the cafeteria, or local food, that it's also changing the curriculum, working with academics on the education part, and governance issues. So like making sustainability a strategic priority of the university. So the main characteristics of the Green Office is that firstly, it's really about amplifying student leadership. So there's a core team of around 5 to 10 students. In Europe so far, they actually get paid for their work. So they usually spend around 1 day a week in total, 9 hours a week, working as a team that's also supported by a staff member. So somebody who's formerly working for the university, who helps them in coordinating the team and making really the bridge to other staff and the internal structures of the university. And then often they also have many volunteers, like up to 50 or 100 volunteers. I like to call them members, who then work together with this core team on different projects like recycling, awareness raising, different kind of campaigns on lifestyle choices, curriculum change projects. And then the Green Office, that's why it's called an office. They also have an office space. So it's really about having like a visible location where people who are interested in sustainability can go to and find out what opportunities there are to get involved and organize events and so on. And so it's also really about having institutional support from the university. So and the university. So that means having a mandate is kind of the leadership, the executive board of the university saying, yes, we want a green office and we want to support this. So it's kind of they have a sort of legitimacy to act also together with other staff members, and they also receive funding so far, so that's it ranges really a lot. So up from 10,000 up to 150,000 euros per year as an annual budget that pays for the salaries, but also for projects and events. And yeah, we're also really be interested to explore how these kind of characteristics can be adapted in African countries. About being a platform for connecting. So oftentimes we see that there's existing groups, different student groups, course coordinators working on sustainability, maybe research institutes, but they're often not very connected and have different approaches to sustainability. So with the Green Office, it's really about creating a platform to connect all these different actors and then align on having a shared understanding of sustainability and working together on joint projects. And so the Green Office was launched the first in the Netherlands in 2010, and in the last 10 years, it's grown into an international movement. So it's 50 in over 8 countries, and we have different national and international networks who are also partners in spreading the movement. So we'd also be really excited if the African Student Union could also play a role in spreading this model further in different countries in Africa. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, maybe one more thing is that these existing Green Offices are also part of an international network. We call it the Green Office Movement, and so we also have opportunities to learn from each other and exchange virtually through online events. We used to have physical events before COVID, and we have a lot of good practices and resources to share, workshops to help you get started, and an online course that guides you really in the process of how to apply and adapt the Green Office model to your local context. So enough from my side for now, and I would like to pass it on to Sinan.
Yeah, maybe before going to the next presentation, I would like to ask if there are any questions or comments. Is there anything from the presentation by Tim that you would like to know a bit more, or something you're curious about? No, okay, it seems there are no questions. So yeah, I would like to give now the word to Sinan for the presentation about the Green Office in Makerere University.
Thank you very much, Jojo.
Oh, maybe there is one comment. It's about like what is the Green Office. So it will be a bit like too long to repeat the whole thing. Maybe just a few words, Tim, just to give like a short overview to Gabriel.
Yeah, so the Green Office is a student-led and staff-supported sustainability platform working on community engagement and institutional change in the university.
And Gabriel, I will send you the website again of the Green Office model so that you can also check everything in there. Okay, so I think Sinan, yeah, you can start your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jojo and Tim, for the wonderful moderation. My name once again is Sinan Stependa, and I'm the team leader of the Just like Georgia said, it's one of the first Green Office initiatives in Africa. And this started in 2017. Started with a couple of other friends students. Apparently, right now we're transitioning. We're trying to spread the message to other students who are coming. So the grid office, just a minute. Yes. So it's students and also our model or our students association is called the Student Sustainability Action Group, which is empowering students and also looking at institutional change. It's found in Macquarie University. Maybe brief back on the university is this is one of the most prestigious institutions of higher learning in Uganda, which takes in approximately 95% of all students who leave secondary level. It's also the oldest university in Uganda and East Africa, established in 1922, and offers degrees, postgraduate, and doctoral programs. And also, it was once called the Harvard of Africa. Today, I would like to inform you of our vision of the university is that a critical mass of students who are graduating from our university become sustainability change makers. And then it was also established as the official sustainability program, which actually one of the advantages that you will see in the future, how a green office actually helps in liaison functions. It was established in 2017, and we are basically running it as volunteers. And we had a staff coordinator who is paid by the university, but not the students. So the university pays the staff, but not the students. And just like he said, but just like any other university, there are always those challenges which are always blocking achieving a vision of sustainability in an institution, and that is there are usually few students who are engaged in sustainability initiatives, and there is that little or less link between the university research and also the neighboring community. And then the existing initiatives are always disconnected from each other, just like Tim said, and also sustainability efforts have low visibility and people don't know how actually to get involved, and those are the students. And also our sustainability efforts are mainly volunteer-led and have low capacity, so there is always that need of capacitating the students. And also the fact that SDGs are always, they need to be a practical thing, not actually the boring normal way of reading them in books and watching documentaries. So we had our solution. We tried to brief you what was our model. How do we have to customize this model to fit into our university, into our context of how we can actually translate this. So we tailor. It's a system that we can all design together. It can be designed that you bring on board everyone how you think. It's a bottom-up approach, so it meaning it's the students that have to come up and then front approaching the activities the university won the 2018 Best University in Uganda. Over that, and we also have over 200 students who have volunteered with us, and these have gotten internship placements with our partners and former partners whom we worked with at some point. We have over 50 students who have volunteered with us and have finished their undergraduate. These have been offered direct employment, and these figures are also on the university website, because this is now became part of even when there is that mandate they give you, and they give you. So we have, as leaders, we took part, they invited us, we took part in review of 2 undergraduate programs and 1 master's program, but all these were in the college, in natural sciences, and that is my field which I studied. And then some of the impact that we've achieved in forming the community is we've established bird checklists. These are basically biodiversity checklists within the university, which include trees, plants. So it's just a matter of moving around the campus and you know whichever plant is doing, whichever plant is around. We have reports that we have launched with the university management. Just on the left, second left is the vice chancellor of the university when we are launching one of our reports of the West Awareness Week. So that is how far the university goes on to support, at least, even if it's not financial, but I always give you to show you that they're with you. We offer lecture series to students in sustainability areas and bring careers to students. There are also green campaigns, which include the West Awareness Week and then Go Green Weeks. And then networking events where we take students and bring into people who are in these fields to give them some inspiration and where they want to see themselves. We also, in which I talked about, where because of SAG, there was an MOU which was signed between the Sustainability Lab of Bangor University in UK and Macquarie University, furthering more sustainability within the 2 institutions. And then we have volunteering program where students are registered, and those who want to participate always shown where to go. Project support through training in pitches. Usually we organize once in a while pitches where students come and then they showcase which ideas they have in basically in saving maybe the environment or in sustainability. Then we also, the university, of course, the university does not give, it may not be in the capacity to offer full institutions, full financial support, but it can decide to give you financial support in certain activities in which the university has done, especially sponsoring like the West Awareness Week and the Go Green Week. And then there is also response campaigns in terms of waste and energy around the campus and even around the community through community outreaches. And also, we also involve the university top management whatever we do. Just here in the top, so in the left bottom is one of the dean of students. Basically, involving this top management helps you to highlight on the importance of how if students are engaged with these activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sinan, for this presentation. Very informative and very, very interesting, all the activity you're doing. Amazing. Are there any questions for Sinan? Or any comments you would like to make? Maybe are you also doing some activities similar to what Sinan explained? Or did you find something inspiring from the presentation, or you have any question? Don't be shy. We are all, I know that the all virtual world sometimes it's more difficult to interact and to socialize, but let's try to also, yeah, feel free to just share your ideas or your question.
I think Gabriel has a hand.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, someone spoke, but not sure who.
Gabriel
Raise
has
hand from. Please unmute yourself if you want to share. Otherwise, we just go on, I guess.
Yeah, okay. So we can also leave the question for later. And also, if you have any question or comments, also feel free to write in chat. Okay, so let's move to the last but not least presentation by Kelo. Sharing your screen, that will be great.
All right, thank you.
And Kelo is going to share with us about the Gray to Green movement that he founded and the activity. Welcome.
Okay, hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelu, and a final year mechanical engineering student at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and the founder of Great to Green movement. Okay, and the founder of Great to Green movement. Great to Green movement is a youth-led climate justice and air quality advocacy movement that was founded in 2018. Youth Voices for Positive Change, and to be part of the voices that drive through sustainability. So we believe that the convergence of technological change, social innovation, and people-centered governance will provide a successful transition to the sustainable development. So we have our mission, which is to consolidate ourselves with the Global Climate Justice Campaign and to provide a platform for uniting youth voices for positive change and to be part of the forces that drive the needed change. And our vision is that we hope to achieve an inclusive, resilient, and sustainable environment where humanity can thrive and carry out its primary and social function without putting the health of the earth or the planet in peril. So we have four main focuses. Taking actions, taking an individual actions in our daily life, in our offices, in our anywhere we find ourselves, taking actions, conscious actions to try to to try to mitigate some of these issues. And another, when people becoming aware of the importance of not compromising, trying to meet up, because sustainability is defined by the United Nations as the ability to to satisfy the present need without compromising the ability of the future generations to satisfy that. So understanding this will help people take action. And another part of our focus is on research, regular action, and advocacy. Then the last on our focus is mobilization. So now I will move to the activities we do carry out. We which one of the first one is on education. We do hold biannual classes on community mobilizing for system change. This is where new students that move into school, we structure to hold classes to engage them, to can engage them on how to effectively mobilize themselves, mobilize their community for positive change. We also engage students from secondary schools, from secondary school, from primary school level. We want to make sure we want to catch these children young and drive them to be true and actual change makers, helping them understand the realities on ground and how to take action. So another part of our activities is we've been able to carry out strikes and rallies in support with the global climate justice, the global climate movement. From 2019, there have been a rise in the numbers of youth that took to the street took the street to promote, to protest or demand action from world leaders and government to start taking actions to stop centuries, and we do take actions to support these people too. So another activity we've tried to over the past few years, we've been trying to lobby the university governance, the university administration, to actually try to make climate a class. And recently, we started working on getting the vice chancellor to create for the university to go carbon neutral by 10, to draft out a 10-year roadmap that would take the university to carbon neutral by 2030. And at Great to Green movement, we have been responsible for planting over 500 trees at the University of Nigeria. And these actions are, we do have this tree planting section every Saturday, every last Saturday of the month. So what we do is to encourage students, to encourage participants to actually, to actually take actions, because we understand that trees serve as carbon sink. So with planting, with tree plantings, we find ourselves that we've been encouraging students to, on Saturdays, every Saturdays of the week, to come out and pledge to plant one tree. Is so we've been responsible for planting over 500 trees in the university community. And lastly, we've been able to develop a clean cook stove. We understand one of the areas of our work is also in the area of climate justice and air quality. We on the left we see a pot. This is currently how most families in last mile community here in Nigeria, and I believe in other African countries cook. And this open fire cooking is not only um, detrimental to the planet, because it's leading to massive harvesting of wood for cooking, and this is leading to massive deforestation. It is also very it's also very harmful to their health, because it's leading to a poor indoor pollution. A recent report by the World Health Organization show that over 60,000 Nigerians die annually due to the smoke from this poor cooking and method. And these communities have no other options. They have no access to the cleaner technologies. And even if you provide them with cleaner cooking technologies like the cooking gas, they still will not be able to afford the exorbitant prices of these cooking gases. And sometimes where they can refill these cooking gases is usually kilometers away from where they are staying, because these are people living in last mile communities. So they have to, stick with this option. So Great to Green movement started to, to rethink how we will be able to solve this project. So we launched the Green Chef project. The Green Chef project was aimed to design an efficient and clean cooking stove that they could be able to use biomass. But they will be able to use their normal biomass fuel and even wood, but it will be over 80% more efficient than what is currently obtainable that they're using, and also cleaner, because it cuts down the emissions that their is raising. So currently we've completed the design of the stove, but we are still going to the second phase, which is where we now take this stove that we've designed to the National Stove Eligibility Center to actually test this stove and determine what is the emission what is the emission standard, and understand that this is actually very safe for this community to use. And once we've been able to satisfy that, we'll be trying to raise funding to produce 500 units of this clean cook stove and distribute it to communities, to last mile, to families in last mile community free of charge. And another thing is that we'll also be partner looking to accept from the similar organizations working on with similar focus in other parts of Africa, whether in Tanzania, Uganda, in Ghana, anywhere the organization is based. As long as they share this community, the same vision of serving their immediate community, we will be using the designs and the design specifications for these communities if they have the capacity to produce this stove and distribute it to those communities. But they have to sign an agreement that they will not be using the design or the stove for profit purposes. It should solely be a non-profit initiative. And also we do hold a weekly radio talk show at the university using the university every Wednesday evening of the week. We'll come together to discuss some of the issues bordering environmental conservation, bordering on plastic, bordering on behavioral change, bordering on different issues surrounding sustainability. We do hold this program every week, every Wednesday evening in the university community. And then now this is where I think the Green Office model come. What we've seen over the years is that student-led sustainability effort is being largely ignored in sustainability in higher education literatures. We find out that there is a huge divide between these two, between student-led sustainability efforts and between staff-led and university-led sustainability efforts. And when you read sustainability in higher educational reports, you see that most of these reports are focused on what the staffs and what the universities are doing. The research being carried out with by the staffs, the research being carried out by the university. But they are leaving behind the activities being carried out by students. And students are one of the major stakeholders, one of major stakeholders in this sector, because they drive real action. So the green office model is uniquely positioned to bridge this gap, bringing together student-led sustainability effort and the staff-led sustainability efforts to unite this action. And this will give voices to what the students are doing, even more exposure to what the students are doing, and even more motivation, because most times when you have the motivation, when you're doing work, and carrying an activities that is being supported by the university, that is being supported by your lecturers or the staff, you find out that you tend to be more proactive. You have those motivations. So I think the green office model is uniquely positioned to to bridge this gap between the divide in student-led sustainability efforts and staff-led sustainability efforts. Around the clock to try to set up a green office model here also in the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, but our universities are still closed down. So we'll be pushing the initiative once the schools resume. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. I think this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kello, for this very inspiring presentation, and also, yeah, for really also a lot of action. So, are there any questions for Kello or any comments? Okay, now it doesn't seem so. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna ask Kello. Oh yes, there is Gabriel that raised his hand. Gabriel, yeah, if you can unmute yourself and ask your question, you're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I would want to find out. I got interested with his presentation on the efficient gas stove projects, and I would want to ask. More if we would want to push such an activity, but we are not in the capacity to use the model to design our own. But I mean, it interests me to think. How am I going to go about that?
Okay, the design is already set, and once we finish the testing, once you have the capacity, because currently we don't have the resources or the funds to to support this to being distributed in other communities. We will give you, once you are willing to distribute this to implement this stuff in your immediate community, we will provide you with a clear design steps and and fabrication processes, so you don't need to go ahead to to redesign the stove. Just take the design this thing to any fabrication shop or any this thing. And if you have, like, personally, this stove was designed by 6 engineering students in my university. So if you're a student, if you have the university workshop, you can actually fabricate. But most times, since it's a big production, because we are looking at producing 500 units, it means that you have to use a manufacturing outlet, either a welder, this thing, someone who is already experienced in fabricating such of things. Will give you a clear detailed design. So you don't necessarily need to try to design it by yourself, or try to to go through the processes again. We give you everything you needed. What you need is just to source the funding to be able to distribute it. But just one thing that we don't want is that the stove should not be sold, and it shouldn't be used as a profit initiative. If you're adopting the process, it means that you're adopting it to to implement it into your community free of charge. Or even if you collect money from those people, it should be the exact money that it costs to fabricate this thing. If you don't have the capacity to distribute this thing, it shouldn't be for profit. It shouldn't be for profit initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, Kello, for explaining this. So, are there any other question more connected to the presentation of Kello? or any other things you would like to ask? Okay, so maybe we can start like more a discussion. So also related to all the presentations, so also by team, Sinan and Kello. So the question we would like to ask is like, what did you find inspiring from this presentation? Do you know any other example of initiatives like similar to the Green Office, or similar, or also the initiative that Kello shared, that you know or that you are involved, that you are? Gabriel, did you wanted to say something?
I think it was just some background noise.
Yeah, okay. Anyone that would like to share in relation to these questions?
Maybe we can then, if there's no questions on this, go on to the questions we had on how could the Green Office model be adapted in an African context, and specifically how to gain institutional support from the university. As Kelo mentioned, that this is like a key problem, right? To have this collaboration with staff. And
maybe also Sinan and Kelo can share their thoughts on this.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Joja. And in my context, one of the ways how we got it rolling or starting is the fact that when you're starting, you don't have to have so much high hopes within the university to give you the support that you always need. But it's always how if you mobilize students to yourselves, it's, I think, the most important thing. And how can students mobilize actually? For example, for us, how we managed to come together is we identified leaders within the existing associations in the university. You have a number of faculties. Each of these faculties, for example, we have 10 faculties, and each of these faculties are in different fields: engineering, medical sciences, social sciences, natural sciences, agriculture, journalism. So, and other than psychology, in education, all these faculties, they have associations that bind the students. Now, if these associations are, for example, they may be having already the student uh, executive members within those associations, and if you want to start maybe like this kind of initiative in the university, one thing you do is first approach those kind of leaders within those different faculties. And then you brainstorm, because that is what sustainability is. You have to basically look at all dimensions of the society if you want to advance sustainability in the university. Not only looking at maybe environment, or not only looking at social sciences, but basically looking all aspects of economics, social, and also the environment. And then if all you come together from these different associations that you're coming from, and then you put up a team that you think you can trust, I think by the fact that you're from different associations, one or two of those colleges or faculties, there may be that one or two lecturer who may give you the support, and they see the value of what you're actually talking about. But of course, even in that time, the fact that our approach to work is the fact that these associations are usually, the executives are usually looking for funding, even like outside the university. And the funding that is coming from maybe multinational corporations or organizations outside the university, NGOs that are funding activities of those associations, is you take opportunity of those kind of collaborations or establishments within those different associations, and you bring that energy together. So that is how the student-led initiative comes up, that if you have come together, because that is how the bottom-up approach then comes in also, from you leading it as a student, and also you're coming down from as students also. And also the fact that usually this how you're going to fund the activities of what you're doing. You don't. It's not that the organizations will give you the money and then, or they will give you sponsorship to run activities of the entire association. You're basically going to be creative and say, we have come together and we are one team, maybe we are 8 students. If we are 8, we have maybe this particular project. Where is the project? Can you link or relate this project to all of our fields since it's sustainability? And then you can approach the different uh, or sponsors. Then that is how you get started. So after you starting, if you show what you're doing, that is when the investor sometimes can get interested in knowing your potential. I think that is one way of how we can kickstart the model in the African context. For example, in my university. Thank you. I'll keep adding on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sinan, for sharing and to also really share how it's going in Uganda, in Kampala, and all this process. So I think it's very interesting to learn from this. So, do you recognize the?
I just got the message that we need to start. We need to stop because the next session is already starting.
Ah, okay. So maybe So we need to stop now, or we have 2 minutes.
Yeah, we have to stop now.
Oh, okay. Thank you everyone for joining the session. And if you want to know more about the Green Office or also about the initiative that Sinan and Kelo shared, you can contact us. You can find also our contacts in the Green Office Movement website. And also you can write your name in the form that Tim just shared in chat. So yeah, thank you all, and we really wish you that you also will that we inspire you also to take action in your own communities and also in your own university or schools. This is very important, and we hope to stay in touch and connect at a later point. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank
and
you
please
very
give
much.
It'd be great to receive your contact details via the link that I shared. We can stay in touch.
Yeah, please write your email, and yeah, so we can also send you more information and we can stay in touch. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.